This lesson is focusing on multiplying fractions and mixed numbers. So my first example here is going to be multiplying fractions. So if we have the fraction 2/3 times 4/5. Now, many of my students love multiplying fractions because they don't have to find common denominators. What's really nice is that all you have to do is multiply across, meaning we're just going to multiply 2 times 4 to make 8, and then 3 times 5 to make 15. However, not done yet. You have to ask yourself, can I simplify? Is there any common factors between 8 and 15? And luckily, there are no common factors, so we can actually stop here. So my answer is 8/15. So pretty easy. Next example here, again, just multiplying across. We're going to have 1/3 times 3/5. Again, don't have to worry about common denominators. We're just multiplying across. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. Again, you have to ask yourself, is there any common factors? Well, there is in this example. You can pull out the common factor of 3 from both 3 and 15. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. Because my numerator is 1, I know I can't pull out any more common factors, so my answer is 1/5. Then, going on to my third example here. Now, let's say we have a fraction times a mixed number. So, for example, 1/3 times 2 1/2. Before we start multiplying, we need to turn our mixed number into an improper fraction. So to do this, well, we first don't have to do anything to the 1/3. So let's just bring the 1/3 down, bring down the multiplication sign. But we do have to change 2 1/2 into an improper fraction, meaning the numerator is larger than the denominator. So I'm going to say 2, I'm going to times 2, I'm just going to put a dot, being my multiplication sign, and then I'm going to put an addition sign right here. So I'm going to say 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. I'm going to say that again. 2 times 2, so my denominator times my whole number. 2 times 2 is 4. And then I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to add my numerator, which is 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So I'm going to have 5 as my new numerator. And then I'm going to keep the denominator the same, which is 2. So I changed 2 1/2 to 5/2, or 5/2. Now I'm back to my normal procedure of multiplying fractions where I can just multiply across. So I'm going to say 5 times 1 is 5, and 2 times 3 is 6. And then you have to say, can I simplify any more? And that answer is no. So your final answer is 5/6. My last and final example, so my fourth example here, and I'm actually going to have two mixed numbers on this one, is I'm going to say 3 1/3 times 2 1/2. Again, both of these are mixed numbers, so you have to change them into improper fractions. So I'm going to say, put a multiplication sign, then an addition sign, multiplication sign, and an addition sign. I do this just to remind myself of the procedure of how to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. So I'm going to say 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 plus 1 is 10. So I'm going to say 10, and then again keep the denominator the same. 10/3 is the same as 3 1/3, times, well, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Again, keep the denominator the same, 2. So 10/3 times 5/2, or 5/2. 5/2 is the same as 2 1/2, so we're okay. We're not changing anything, we're just rewriting it into a different form so that we can multiply. Again, I'm going to multiply across. 10 times 5 is 50, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm not done yet because I know this is an improper fraction because my numerator is bigger than the denominator. 50 is bigger than 6. So I have to simplify this. So because my numerator is bigger than my denominator, I have to long divide. I have to ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 50? And 6 goes into 50 8 times. 6 times 8 is 48. You subtract, get 2. And then, so now my answer is going to be 8 and 2/6. Still not done, because I know I can bring out or take out a common factor of 2 from 2/6. So really, I'm going to have 8. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And I know there's no common factors besides 1 of 8, of 1 and 3, so I know I'm done. So my final answer is 8 and 1/3. So that is how you multiply fractions and mixed numbers.